Hello guys, what the heck's up? It's me, Almighty Maddie, and today I'm doing that sketchbook tour I talked about. This is actually excuse you. This is actually a smaller sketchbook than the ones I usually use. This one's somewhere around 9 by 12, and I usually use 11 by 14s, but I got 11 by 14s now.
Why does it look white on the screen and black in real life?
Because it's shiny. It's a shiny thing. So
yeah, that thing's actually black.
Yeah, it's actually black, and my hands aren't that lightly colored. I look kind of tan. So, without further ado, let us embark on this wonderful journey through my sketchbook. So, this first drawing is a stick figure fighting a bigger stick, encountering or confronting a bigger stick figures made out of more stick figures. He's like, oh god, because he knows he's screwed. And probably the most confusing part, I'll use this pencil, is we have the head. I'm pretty sure everything else is pretty basic to understand. So we have this guy here. He's kind of bent over like that. This is his back, and then there are his legs, and then there are two other guys. One of their legs is on his knee, and then their other leg is on this dude's hand. So then this guy, he's standing, his leg is on this guy's knee, and then his other leg is on this guy's hand. And then these two people are standing on those two people's hands, and they're holding hands. I don't know why I made this. I just got back into drawing stick figures. And, this was pretty fun to make. Next. I'm gonna have to slide the sketchbook out every time I want to turn the page because my stand is too small. This is a Shocksite crystal, which is, concept art for either a Don't Wake the Wobblins episode or just a My Singing Monsters comic. So, it is the crystal for the electric or supernatural element. Oh, and some people were telling me, just a couple people were telling me that the element isn't electric, it's supernatural, but supernatural is the class, I'm pretty sure. Like natural, ethereal, and supernatural, those are classes of monsters. So I think the element is electric, or lightning, or electricity, whatever you want to call it. And they grow on the inside of Wobbling Island. So, Wobbling Island has this weird sewer gate looking thing, and my OC, Percy, goes to open that thing, and he has to go inside Wobbling Island to get some Shocksite crystals, so he can power a machine. And I'm not going to be showing everything, I'm going to be showing most things.
That's boring.
It's just a couple pages. Like, I didn't want to show just a head. That'd be lame. This is Wobble Bass. He's a dubstep fish, and this is just a concept version of Wobble Bass. I guess he's similar to Wobbox, just a little bit different. Then there's not very much to say about Wobble Bass other than the fact that he's got a sick mustache and a spine, a visible spine, I guess. Here's a drawing of me saying, hey, 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 stay out of my shed, or hey, hey, hey.
No!
Okay, fine. I won't do the impression. So there's this YouTuber called Hot Diggity Demon, and he made this Pony.Mob series, and Fluttershy would always say, hey, 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 stay out of my shed, which I think is semi-funny / entertaining, so I drew myself saying, hey, 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 stay out of my shed. God, if I had editing skills, I would edit out every part where I had to swipe my sketchbook away. This is Percy saying, that's witchcraft. Because when he witnesses something that he can't understand, he just judges it as witchcraft. And Percy understands a lot of things, and his shirt says why, obviously. And his hand is like shaking.
I like how the letters are where buttons would be.
Yeah, he's just like, that's witchcraft. And hold on a second. Bear with me. This is a squad drawing that I'm still working on of Percy, Strina, who's a dude, Voxy, who is a female, by the way, Percy's a dude, and Percy's other friend, Dolv, who is a dude. If you're wondering what in the heck Dolv is doing, he's using drumsticks to just play with his horns because he's currently not taking part in the conversation at hand. And Percy, he stinking hates it when people touch him, and since Strina has his hand on Percy's shoulder, Percy's like, oh my god, get your hand off me, because no matter who it is, just like, Percy can't handle being touched. And
get the heck off me.
Yeah, get the heck off me, and neither can I. I have a little story, but that get your hand off me. I have a story, but oh come on. I have a story about that, but I'm gonna save that for another video, maybe a live stream or my Singing Monsters Let's Play or something.
Hang on,
like
pause
that.
it.
I'm back.
You should do that every time you pause and play.
Okay. So, for my story, there's this place called the Unorthodox Realm, and Virgil is the king, and he has a brother named Biz, and they have a dad whose name is Gene, but Gene is dead and he got brought back to life, so that's why Gene doesn't have the throne. Currently, Virgil does.
Because inheritance.
They're the royal family of the Unorthodox Realm. And this guy, who is King Plight, this is actually this was an early concept version of King Plight.
Just so you know.
He steals their souls and traps them in a fart jar to cause the most suffering possible. You're excused. And yeah, he's like, and I have their souls trapped inside this fart jar. Leave a comment on a scale of 1 to 10 how cringy that was. Do that for me, please.
Do it!
Yeah, just do it.
Make your choice.
And this is another version of King Plight. I'll show off Virgil, Biz, and Gene in
A bit.
I think I don't know if they're in the sketchbook. I think I have them in a different sketchbook. I have Virgil's cousin Ammonius, but anyways, so this is another version of King Plight. Since the Toppet family, that's Virgil, Biz, and Gene's last name, it's Toppet. Since the Toppet family is, like, super fancy, I wanted to give King Plight kind of an ordinary, more drab look, so I just gave him a vest and a long sleeve shirt, which I didn't like. It was a good idea, but I just didn't know how to incorporate it properly. And this is, oh gosh, another concept for King Plight.
I like that one the most.
Me too. It's similar to Lord Hater from Wander Over Yonder, and Lord Dominator. Like, Dominator is supposed to basically be an upgrade to Hater, which is why her debut episode is The Greater Hater, I think. So that's kind of what King Plight is supposed to be. He's like an upgrade to the Toppet family, but I'll probably make him more fancy, give him a taller top hat, even taller than Biz's top hat, because his top hat is huge. I'll give him a red diamond card in it, give him some of those shoulder thingies.
Please tell me, is he like Gambit with cards and stuff, or no?
No, he just has a card in his top hat that he likes to fidget with.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I hate Gambit, kind of.
Why do you hate Gambit? Gambit rocks.
Well, X-Men Origins Wolverine kind of ruined it for me. Anyway.
And this is the fart jar that Biz, Virgil, and Gene get trapped in. So, I'd imagine that this guy would be Virgil, this guy would be Biz, and that's Gene. I know, they look like sperm, but they're little ghost soul thingies.
Dude, they look like parasites, not sperm.
No. I think my dad said they look like sperm, so, yeah. And I made this sticker that says fart jar on it, just a little worn for authenticity, I guess. And this is Virgil's cousin. This is Virgil's cousin, Ammonius. He's like a talk show host, a game show host. He's just a talk show host and a game show host. He works alongside excuse me, he works alongside this robot named Lando, who is a talk show host, and Virgil's brother Biz. Because Biz does not operate in the throne, he likes to help out Ammonius with shows and stuff.
He operates behind the scenes.
Yes, he just helps with effects and setting the stage and all that cool stuff. So I'd imagine Ammonius being some kind of bizarre combination of Jimmy Fallon, Markiplier, and Metaton put together. The same thing could be said for Lando, just take out the Markiplier and just have Jimmy Fallon and Metaton. Oh, and Link from Good Mythical Morning for Lando. If you guys don't know who Jimmy Fallon is, look up Jimmy Fallon on YouTube. I think he's some kind of talk show host on Saturday Night Live. I don't know what Saturday Night Live is. This is concept art for, it was concept art for a Halloween moshling I wanted to make, since I'm a very small fan of Moshi Monsters. Back when I was in the Moshi Monsters community on Amino, just to talk to a couple friends there, I would make moshling art occasionally, and these were concepts for a Halloween moshling.
I hate moshling. Moshling is where it's at for me. I'm sorry, okay?
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Okay, moshling. I'll say
Continue.
moshling. It's just moshling is way easier to say. Okay, so this one's very basic. It's just a pumpkin, and his legs are made of pumpkin guts. That's all he is, stinking.
That was vulgar.
What? His legs are made of pumpkin guts. That's not vulgar.
It sounded weird.
To
Keep
you.
going.
This guy's kind of a combination of several Halloween things, being a pumpkin, a bat, a skull with the jaw, and a teensy bit of Frankenstein in the hair. And then I went for a much more, I guess, toned down one. He's just a pumpkin with a face, eyes in the mouth, with a tongue and wings. I like this one the most. His name is Hank.
Hank? Is that thing's name?
Hank.
That's priceless.
And this is a drawing of Talker from My Singing Monsters and a firebush. If you don't understand the joke, it's because I plan to get both Wordos, which is what Talker is. He's a Wordo, for those of you that don't know. And there's 2 Wordos. I plan to get both Wordos, well, the other Wordo, in sometime in the future. But since Talker is a 2x2, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Just having a little bit of an aneurysm. Since Talker is a 2x2, and I'd imagine Parlsona, the other Wordo, is 2x2, I have a firebush as a placeholder for Parlsona. So I just made this cute little drawing of Talker dreaming with his firebush.
Firebush is killer.
Also, I stinking love the firebush.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next up is my, I guess, Monsona, which is my self-character for My Singing Monsters. Since Wisp is like my favorite singing monster ever alongside Voodoo, it's just Wisp
Get to
far
the point.
first. That's why I made my Monsona a Wisp. And the reason why he doesn't have long, luscious, tentacle, curly, hentai hair, it's because I'd imagine that a dude wouldn't grow his hair out like that, so I just made it shorter and gave myself one small tentacle.
Is it stupid that I thought that was a girl at first, but then you started talking?
I guess not. I don't think I've ever shown this to you, so you're good, bro.
I mean...
Okay, next page.
I suck at commentary.
And then I have just a little page dedicated to names for him. There's Wraith, a misspell of the word Wraith. Eidolon, which I believe is a synonym for ghost. It might have to do with Greek mythology. Spectre, which is just a misspelling of Spectre. Revnon, which comes from Revenant. And Gilmer, which comes from Glimmer, which is a synonym for ghost.
I like Gilmer.
Thanks. Then I might call him Gilmer.
Hey, don't take my word for it.
Um...
Unless you're nuts.
Okay. This was supposed to be a drawing of me just like, what the heck? With like both of my hands doing kind of the knife hand type thing. except they're facing upwards, not forwards. They're knife hands, but facing upwards. I don't know what that's called.
Looks like you're trying to do this sign for focus.
But I didn't do that hand right. But it looks fine to me, so I'm just kind of like, wait, back up. What? Just that kind of thing.
It's a human!
Do you still have the potato chips?
They're in the pantry.
We don't have the potato chips.
I ate them all.
What? Can you close the door, please? That was just my sister. This is another drawing of me.
Lego at the door.
This is just another drawing of me. Just like, why? If I just see someone really stupid, I'd be like, why? Just come on, Ethan Shardner. Why?
You didn't show me that.
I didn't.
Do you actually have that shirt?
Yeah, it's the plain black one. Remember?
You have a plain black shirt?
It's long sleeve.
I did not.
I haven't worn it in a while.
Make it black.
Well, it's dark gray. And I like to personify monsters. No, it's the other way around. I like to personify emotions into monsters, so I made concepts for manipulation and sadness.
What?
What?
Show me these.
I'm sorry, neither do you! So I'd imagine manipulation would be kind of this cute thing at first, although he does have claws. He'd just be kind of cute, but if you tangle with a manipulation monster, he'll screw you up really badly.
Ooh.
And then there is sadness. You people might be wondering, Maddie, what the heck is going on with his torso region? It's supposed to be kind of like an open cage thing. Hold on, I have a bionicle piece for this. Yeah. So, okay, I have this cool piece. Let's say this is his body. When you're feeling sad, when you have a sadness monster coming in, and then there's another emotion monster, he just kind of opens his torso, scoops up the monster, and just kind of locks it in.
Like a jellyfish? That's how they eat.
Kind of like a jellyfish. Just like the way sadness captures other emotions, but they free emotions. Because when you're sad, you don't really
capture or free them.
He captures them and then frees them when he decides to leave. Because when you're sad, you don't. I wouldn't imagine that you feel anything else. You just feel kind of sad. Just feel really sad.
How sad is it?
And this is just a punk skeleton guy I drew. He has a pentagram on his shirt, just without the circle, so I don't know if it's a pentagram. It's just an upside down star with lines on it. And what do you want? What?
I'm trying to map out the pentagram.
It's just like boop, 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 boop.
Oh.
Like that.
Alright.
So that's all for that guy. Hang on, I gotta check if
You're
this...
not even halfway through.
Ah! Oh god!
What?
I just gotta check if this is still... unable to record video! It's... holy crud, it's 18 minutes long. I still got this much more to go. My phone is hot! I should probably plug it. Whoa. Okay. So this is a drawing of two Dorgors. I haven't really done that much Dorgor or drag drawing in a while. So we have Dorgor number 1, I'll call him Rubius. And Dorgor number 2, I'll call him Napoleon. So Rubius says to Napoleon, "You got the stuff." And then Napoleon says, "Yeah, but you can't tell nobody." And then Rubius says, "Keep it tight, we will." And then Napoleon says, "Keep it tight, we will." It's kind of like a weird oath. They're doing... it's basically... it's like Napoleon is a drug dealer, but he's giving Rubius marmalade. And that's KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. So we can have KFC and marmalade! I don't need to talk about that one. 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 This is just another Dorgor. He could probably be like, "Hey! Where'd you put my marmalade? Mom! What'd you do with my marmalade?" Something like that. Get out of my room, Harold! I'm playing Minecraft. Okay, I'm sorry, I just ruined it. I'm sorry, Joey, okay?
He's watching me die.
Yeah, I'm just watching Joey die slowly and insufferably. So, that's just a Dorgor with a long neck, spiky teeth, and 4 legs. You can see oh my god! You can see just a tiny bit of the 4th leg right there. See? See it? See it? See it? See it?
I don't
Okay.
think they see it.
I think they see it. I think they can see it! Oh,
Trust your audience.
Oh, potato.
That's not a word!
It's a metaphor! Potato is part of the metaphor! And then this is a skeleton guy saying, I ate some numbskull! He's probably drunk at a bar or something and he'd be like, hold on. I ate some numbskull! Now get out of my face before I break your spine! Oh yeah? What if I break yours first, old-timer? And then he just lifts up his shirt to say, my spine is in 3 pieces! What's your point, punk? Something like that.
Is it 3 pieces?
My spine is in 3 pieces! What is your point, punk?
What is
Your point.
That's funny.
And then this is another... I think my phone's cooling down a little bit. This is a stick figure running into some red spike... Oh, come on! Running into some red spike people, and he says, let's hope these guys are about... Let's hope these guys are about fighting fire with fire, because... He has cleats! You see, he's got cleats, and he's gonna hurt those red spike people. I really like my spike people. And then this is a drawing of me inspired by a meme I saw of the Grinch. So, I'm just reading my schedule saying, 5:40 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. school, 2:30 p.m. to 5:59 p.m. self-loathe, 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. homework, 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. sleep. Looks like I'm booked. Well, I go to bed at 8:30 p.m., then I sleep, and from 10 p.m. to 5:40 a.m., I sleep. It's kind of cruddy. And, oh god! Crud. Sorry. It's fine. That was kind of funny. And, here, I'm getting into the good stuff. So,
Yes, you are.
heck yeah, man. So, I've been making I've been making concepts for video game bad guys because I want to be a video game designer in the future. So I just started kind of making knockoff Mario enemies like Blockaraka. Let me get my pencil. Like Blockaraka here. He's basically a knockoff Thwomp. So you have your corridor and you got the Blockaraka up here. And Blockaraka up here. And you're trying to walk through and you just kind of... He's gonna want to smash you. And then this is Stacka. He's kind of just a floating platform, guys. You can jump up and stand on him. But if you jump up and hit the bottom, it'll hurt you. Because it's a spike! It's a spike! So if you see anything suspicious! And then we got Jack-Up, who is another Blockaraka type enemy. Jack-Ups can carry anything that is square-shaped. Even other bad guys that are square-shaped. He could carry a Blockaraka. I don't know, it depends on the bad guy's ability, but he can't carry a Stacka. What?
I don't know.
Okay, he can either be carrying a block and then he drops it on you like a sadistic butt face, and then he carries blocks, places them down, that repeats until he makes a tall enough tower that'll get in your way. I guess there'd be more than one Jack-Up doing that at once. And then this is this is a sketch of Rare Furcorn just kind of sitting on my head, swinging his legs back and forth.
Oh!
Yeah, it's because we both have a Jason mask, because the Jason mask is part of my public persona. It's too early for this crud, my shirt says. Gonna try and get through these a little faster. This is Chuck. Oh gosh.
Emphasis on a little faster.
This is Chuck. He is another Blockaraka type bad guy. And he just He just picks you up, slings you back, excuse me, and then he throws you. He throws you a little bit far back into a stage, and he could throw you right into a bad guy.
If this was live, it'd be like 45 minutes by now.
Heck yeah, it would. Well, no, it wouldn't. Probably it would, actually. And then this is Oi Oi. He's kind of a tiki Hawaiian ape type guy. Oi Ois can hide anywhere, so they don't just camp out in palm trees. And they poke up their heads from time to not make it too hard to recognize where they are. So you have your Oi Oi camping out on your palm tree, and the player is right here. That's the stick figure, by the way. And then, so if you get too close, he's gonna jump out at you, because that's when he knows you want to do something that he don't like. Or maybe it's just kind of a fight or flight type thing, because he's scared. He might be scared of ya. And the next couple things I'm going to show you are concepts for a guy called Clip Clops, who is a music-based cyclops, and the name Clip Clops comes from hip-hop, because hip-hop is a music genre!
Are you sure you're alright?
Nope. So this guy, it's kind of generic. He has a speaker for a head, and he's just like, yeah, look at me, I'm way cooler than you. And he's just dancing around all cool guy-like. And fun fact, I listened to the song You Got Me Woke Up by whoever made that song to give me the perfect, well, to help me feel the perfect feeling to draw a hip-hop based enemy. And then this guy, I tried to do something without the speaker on the head, which kind of was a fail. I called him Zed. Yeah. And someone said he looks like a football player, and I guess he kind of does look like a football player. I don't know why I gave him a belt and pants. Probably should have just gave him some really long pants that were so long you couldn't see his shoes. And I don't know why he has glasses either. But he has a tank top so he can show off his non-existent flabby muscles. And then this was a concept for another variant of Oi Oi, who was like that, I forgot what it was called, but there's an enemy in Super Mario 3D World that's like a giant ostrich type guy with a spiky shell on the back. And if you get in the right spot, he's gonna shoot his head down and try to kill you. And that's kind of what this guy does. Well, that's what I'd imagine this guy did. He's like a palm tree Oi Oi thing. And remember what I said about occasionally making art for the Moshi Monsters Amino? This is a zombified version of my Moshi Sona. I called him Zombazar. It's a zombified It's a zombified Urgin. It's a zombified Virgin. It's a zombified version of Obazar. God! Yeah, and so I decided to make his color scheme a little bit less vibrant. And because he has white fur, I made it look more gray, and his hair, or whatever it is kind of a vibrant blue, so I went with I don't know what color that is, and same thing can be said for his legs, claws, and nose. This is a ghostified, oh gosh. This is a ghostified version of Obazar called Oboe Ghost. And I gave him his bit of blue hair, and
move your fat hand.
His eyes aren't green, those are rings around his eyes that are green. And he has green spots. Green
Does Obazar have
spots.
pie eyes?
No, he doesn't. The ghosts in Moshi Monsters do. Here
I
are...
was about to snipe you.
Wow. Here are more... Holy cow. Here are more Blockaraka variants. I'd imagine that... Well, I think I should now call them Blockaraka variants, because Blockaraka was the first bad guy, and weird rock cube type thing that I drew! So this is Walk Block. He's the exact same as a Goomba from Super Mario. They just kind of wander around to get in your way. And then this is gawk block. Jackups can carry a gawk block because they're square-shaped and they have no limbs. So it's like that weird eye thing from Little Nightmares. In fact, it's exactly like that. So you're hiding behind a rock and you go outside of the rock, but if he looks at you, you get turned to stone. And that's all for him. So, here is a concept, a very rough concept at that, of a zone in which a gawk block would reside. So you have your character hiding behind a big rock with a hole in it. If the light goes through that hole, it'll turn you to stone. And there's another rock and another rock. A bat got turned to stone, so there's his head and his wing and his body and the other wing there. And another stick figure got turned to stone. Okay, should I show this one? Alright. And Clip Clops. One of my favorite bad guys that I've designed. You can dodge an attack by a Clip Clops by jumping over it, but you can't jump over the Clip Clops because they're too tall. So his eye is like a speaker, and he makes a beat. If it hits you, it'll stun you, and he's gonna do a dab because he's like, what I just did was stinking dope, bro. Here's another drawing of me. I draw myself when I run out of things to draw. So, a few days ago, I was looking up a list of sociopathy symptoms. Don't ask why. And I made this drawing. I think I can relate to a list of sociopathy symptoms more than I can relate to another human being. Meaning that I can relate to a list of sociopathy symptoms more than any other human being on the planet, which is an exaggerated joke.
Do I count? I mean, we're the same sperm cell, so...
Well, we're almost opposite, broski.
Well, that's one way to shift the paradigm.
I can relate to a list of sociopathy symptoms more than you. But there are things on the sociopathy symptoms list that I didn't relate to. Like, completely lacking empathy, which I might lack. And then I say, is that a bad thing?
Which I might lack?
Yeah.
I don't lack empathy.
Me, I, not you, I. And then this is...
Me, I, not you, I.
And then this is the unwanted-ox counterpart of me, called Ammonius, just popping out of a top hat, just like, hey, guys! Am I late? He doesn't actually sound like that. He has kind of flowy-looking eyes. They're red and green. This part's green, this part's red. And his mouth is weird. Way too long. I don't need to show that. Nah! Then here's another zone concept for this mysterious video game inspired by the game Ib and Ob. I'll move this over here. So you have player 1 and player 2. Player 1 is blue, player 2 is pink. So there's a gray gate which anyone can jump through. So your character is right here, then he jumps, he goes boop. So the gravity changes. So now he's walking on this side, not that side. So he goes over here, jumps over here, and then if you were playing in multiplayer mode, in which you would have access to the pink player, or the other person would be playing as the pink player, they would go over to this gate and get the crystal for maybe an alternate game ending or something like that. Because it's pink, only the pink player can go through because they're pink and player 1 is blue. And yeah, so you can only get the crystal in the multiplayer mode. And here's another gray gate that both players can go through. So I'd imagine Clip Clops being in a music zone, and this is a final boss type guy for the music zone. And he is basically like a big upgrade to Clip Clops. He's kind of like a black metal looking guy. That's a music genre, I think. Black metal, heavy metal, emo punk. Since what the heck was his name? Clip Clops has a speaker eye. This guy has 2 speakers on his shoulders. Then there's the subwoofer. And the other thing, I think it's like called a squeaker or something like that.
Squeaker.
I forgot. Papa told me, but I don't remember. So there's 2 eyes for that. He's got hair. He's got horns. spikes, and more spikes, fingerless gloves, which are not awesome. And that's all for my sketchbook tour. So if you guys liked it, it's cool. If you didn't like it, I don't care.